favorite note-taking tool. It can be loaded on your phone and accessed from anywhere where you are able to log into your Google account. Let me show you the basics. So I'm just starting here from any Google page where I'm logged in, and just happens to be the search page, and I'm going to access my menu and click on the Google Keep icon. Now these are notes that have been taken. Many of them, most of them were actually taken on my phone. I can also take them on my iPad, and of course it works for Android devices as well. So I'm going to take you on a quick tour of what's available here. On the left is a panel where I can navigate. The very top one just shows me all the notes that I've taken over time. When I click on the next one here, this just shows me my reminders. This means that this shows me any note where I have a reminder set. We'll talk about how to set those as we go on. When I click here, I have my labels. I have various notes labeled to categorize them and group them, which is something you can do, and it makes it a lot easier to access grouped labels, particularly if you're using your note-taking to create a project or something like that. And of course I've got my archive and my trash, and trash works like everything else in Google. Once you trash something, it stays there for 30 days and then goes away. So let's take a note. We're going to take several different types of notes. So to do that, I just have this bar across the top of the screen, and I'll click that, and I'm just going to do a basic note here. And it's that simple. Now, if I want to do some other things with this note, let's take a look at these little icons at the bottom. I can color coordinate my note. This is great if you want to group your notes by colors, so for easy access. It's sort of an extension of labeling, I would assume. If you want to set a reminder for your note, look at these various reminder options that are available. Of course, you can add collaborators to your note. This is great for some classroom use as well. I can add an image to my note. If I want to select an image, let's see here. Let's find one that I can use. So now I've added my image. I can archive my note, of course, and then if I take a look at these are some various different things I can do. Most importantly right here, what I want to do is add a label. So if I want to label this note, I can create one, or I can assign this to a note that I'm using. I'm not going to create one. I'm just going to click one of the ones here, and so now I've got that labeled. So these are the various different ways it can be used. Now, if I go to create a document, and I'm going to use my ultra slick way of starting a new document, which is by typing in docs.new. It takes me to a place to start a new document. Now, if you haven't noticed already, your Google Keep icon is nicely placed over here on the right, which means I can access my notes while I'm in other applications in Google. So if I open this up and I want to take this note, and for some reason I want to put it into the document I'm using, I can just add it to the document. Now let's try some different types of notes. There are two other ones we can do in addition to what we've got here. Actually, there's three, but I already added an image to the last one, so you saw how that worked. What I want to do is take a list, and lists are great in notes and they work really well. So if I just click this little checkbox in my Take a New Note bar, it now defaults to a place where it actually takes list items as opposed to just plain text. So I can put some things in here and get myself a little checklist. I think that should be enough. And the way this works is as I check these off, I can click, and now they become things on the checklist that have been completed. Now, if for some reason I want to bring these back into the list as undone, I can go back here and select Uncheck All Items. So this is a nice way to use your list. Of course, I should have titled it. And I can close this. Another type of note you can take is a drawing, and this is actually one of those things that works a little bit easier on a phone or an iPad because you can drag around with your finger, but it's a little easier than using a mouse. But as you can see, it loads in some drawing tools and allows me to scribble out any kind of an idea I want, and it makes it pretty easy to create illustrations. Hopefully yours will look better than this one, but you do get the idea. So as you can see, it's quite simple to use this, and once you start doing it, you find thousands of uses for it. Well, at least hundreds.